Hi guys, I hope that you're all having an absolutely wonderful day today. For those of you who are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie and I post new videos here on my channel every week. And I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button down below to become a part of our little corner of the internet here. And for those of you who are returning back, hello and thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it so much. And if you have been around here, then you know that I was just in Walt Disney World. I am home. I am back. I am happy to be home. It's always a very bittersweet time leaving Walt Disney World because on one hand I never want to leave, but on the other hand I am very much ready to leave. So yeah, it's a very interesting feeling, and if you cannot tell by the sound of my voice, I also hauled a cold while I was there, or more specifically I think I caught John's cold that he had when I was leaving, and it just didn't fully manifest itself until the last day that we were there. I guess yay for holding off for a while, right? So that's a plus. But so I just wanted to kind of take the opportunity to make a bit of a recap video. So I have a couple videos that I'm planning on going through, so I'm not going to talk about a lot of stuff. I am planning on making a separate video for the food that I ate. I'm obviously going to be doing a haul, so surely keep an eye out for that. That will probably be the next video that I post, is my haul. And then I have a couple other videos in mind that I wanted to post as well. I did try to vlog a little bit. I don't know how successful I was at it. Like I mentioned in my trip announcement video, I'm not great at vlogging, and because I don't go down there super frequently, I like to just kind of experience everything and not really focus so much on vlogging. So I tried to. I haven't really gone back and watched a lot of this stuff, so I'm not sure how it came out, but we'll see. So it might end up just being one video, it might be two. I can't imagine that it's going to be more than two though. But I just wanted to do, like I said, a quick recap video of my trip. We had an absolutely amazing time down in Walt Disney World. We got down there, we got on the Magical Express, and we got over to Wilderness Lodge, which is where we stayed, and we enjoyed it. I am planning on doing a video about the Wilderness Lodge itself, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it is a really beautiful resort. Obviously, it's a deluxe resort in Walt Disney World, so you know it's going to be good. The first park that we went to was Epcot, and it was weird because, you know, my mom and I both said that, like, not to say that we weren't excited about this trip, but I feel like we were a lot more comfortable with everything on this trip. So kind of walking in there, it just felt like we were just home in a sense. Like we were in our second home. We had seen this already last year, like no big deal kind of thing. Not to minimize it by any means. Like we were both super excited, but it was just like, I guess, a more casual excitement maybe. Like, you know, we were just walking into Epcot and I'm like, oh man, we're actually here. We're actually doing this. We did get to do a ton in Epcot, honestly. I think we did almost all of the rides except for one, I guess, really. The only ride that we didn't do was Frozen because I'm a little salty about that ride because it got me really wet last year and I was not happy about it. But we did get to do Soarin' twice. We got to do all of those rides on that side of the park. So we did the Seas with Nemo and Friends. We did Livin' with the Land, which was my first time ever riding that, and it was a very interesting ride. My mom and I both really enjoyed it. It's beautiful in there. We got to do Journey into Imagination with Figment, which has been a long time since I have been on that ride. We also did Grand Fiesta Tour, of course. We did Test Track, which it said it was a 55-minute wait. So we walked in there, and I haven't been into that ride since they redid it. We walked in there, you know, we were waiting to go into that room where you design the car. We went in, we designed the car, and so then I'm expecting to like go into another room where there's like a presentation or something. And so we leave that room and we're pretty much loaded immediately into the car. So I think maybe it was 15-20 minutes max that we waited. So don't believe the wait times, friends. So I think that was everything I can really tell you guys about our first day. That's not going to be in another video. The next day, Friday, was Magic Kingdom. We had extra magic hours, which I was super excited about, so I had a plan. And my plan was banking on people to be lazy, because I think 9 out of 10 times you can really count on people being lazy to work in your favor if you're willing to not be lazy. So I was like, we're gonna get in there, we're gonna go to Frontierland, because it's kind of like it you know, you have to be going there to go there. You don't just kind of stumble into Frontierland like you can Fantasyland or Tomorrowland or Adventureland. Like, they're all immediately off the hub, but if you want to get to Frontierland, you have to go through another land to get there. You know, you go through the ticket gate and then you walk up Main Street, and then there was another checkpoint that you had to go through to scan your magic band to make sure that you were staying on property. So we went through that, we went up and behind the castle, walked all the way across Fantasyland to where you would go through Liberty Square, where the Haunted Mansion is, and it was roped off. They didn't have Liberty Square or Frontierland or possibly even Adventureland roped off, I'm not sure. I guess it was just, you know, everything maybe on the one side of the park, not the entire park. So I was like, crap. So then we were like, well, I don't know what to do. So we started walking back, and I saw that Small World only had like a 5-minute wait. And I was like, and my mom has made it a point to tell me that she has zero desire to ever go on It's a Small World. She just doesn't. The first time that we went down there, and I think that I might have told this story before, but the first time we ever went down there, I went with my parents, my brother, and my aunt and uncle. And we were on It's a Small World, and apparently our boat got stuck. And I remember none of this because I was 5. I don't remember much from our first trip, to be honest with you. And my mom said that my uncle was just about like this close to just getting out and just walking out of the ride. Like, he could not handle it anymore. And I could understand, like, the song is very repetitive, and especially if you're stuck in one spot. The dolls are very cute while you're passing through, but if you're sitting there like staring at them constantly, they kind of can start to look a little creepy. So I get it, but yeah, so my mom wanted nothing to do with that ride, and I'm pretty sure that the exact words that I said to my mom was, I really don't think that you understand the historical significance that this ride has in the history of Walt Disney World and Disney as a whole, and even theme parks in general. And I was just like going on, and she's like, fine, if you want to go on it, you can go on it. I'll wait for you. And I was like, awesome, yeah, I'm gonna go on it. And then she like waited a beat, and she was like, all right, I guess I'll go on it. So we ended up going on Small World, and guess what? She loved it. It is so cute. So then after that, my mom decided that she wanted to do all of the hokey rides, which basically mean like the original rides, the older rides and attractions that have been there forever, which I was all on board with. I was like, you want to do hokey? We're doing Carousel of Progress, because I love Carousel of Progress. I didn't get to ride it last year, and I don't even know when the last time I went on Carousel of Progress was, but I just know I love that ride. So I was very excited that we were going to do hokey, and I could drag her on all of these rides and attractions. So once that was done, we still had some time, and we still wanted to book it over to Big Thunder once the gates officially opened. So we were gonna start going over to, I think, Winnie the Pooh, and then I saw that there was only a 5-minute wait to meet Cinderella and Elena. So I was like, we're gonna go in here, because you can't come in here into Magic Kingdom without meeting Cinderella. I mean, that's just kind of rude. And I've never met Cinderella before. I've never met Elena before. And I had so much fun with Elena. Like, Cinderella was okay, you know, she's very regal and all of that. So she was fine. But Elena was so much fun to meet. She was absolutely beautiful, gorgeous girl, and her dress was just stunning in person, and her tiara, like, she was just like the sparkliest human of life. Oh, and I had met Anna and Elsa again. I love them. I think they're a fun meet and greet. So I feel like every princess that I meet, I'm just talking to them about how sparkly they are. So we ran over to Big Thunder. There was a huge line, so we went back over to Haunted Mansion because we had walked past there. It was a short wait, so we pretty much got right onto Haunted Mansion without having to wait for very long, and then went over to Big Thunder. and got to do that without much of a wait. So then we did Pirates of the Caribbean, and then our Fast Passes started to kick in. We went over to Tomorrowland because we had a Buzz Lightyear Fast Pass. We got there a couple minutes early, so we ended up going and doing the People Mover because you can never go wrong with the People Mover. Then we did Buzz Lightyear, which is insanely hard. I don't remember the order of everything after that, but we went back over to Adventureland, so we had a Fast Pass for the Jungle Cruise, which I always love. It is always fun. We did Tiki Room, and we did Country Bear Jamboree. So can we talk about Country Bear for a minute? Because I don't think that I've ever seen that show. If we saw it when I was little, I don't remember it, and it wouldn't even matter. I cannot believe this show is in Walt Disney World. My mom and I were dying laughing so hard at this show because it is just so not Disney. The songs in this show, I mean, there were some I couldn't understand, so I want to go back and like rewatch a video and just try to comprehend all of the music and the words that are happening. But the Liver Lip song, I could not stop laughing. So that show is definitely on our to-do list every time we get there now. I have to go see that show for sure. We did the Hall of Presidents, which honestly, I don't know if I've ever done the Hall of Presidents, and I kind of had to drag my mom in there too because political opinions and all of that. But I was like, you know, I've heard that they've done everything very tastefully, and you know, I'm sure it'll be good. They have legit security in there, which is sad. But it is a really nice show. You know, everything is very tastefully done. It's very, bipartisan, nonpartisan, I don't know, like it's not, you know, skewed Democratic or Republican or anything. It's just very much, this is what the role of the president is and how he came to be and all of that. I think we did Winnie the Pooh after that because we still had some time before we needed to go on to our Fast Pass for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Then we did have our Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Fast Pass, which was always fun. I really enjoy that ride. So then we did head back to the hotel because we had dinner reservations at Storybook Dining. I will save my opinions and thoughts and all of that for my other video. So that after we were done there, we went over to Hollywood Studios to go see the new projection show that they were doing on the Chinese theater. They had started doing it on the 1st for the 30th anniversary, and it's like a pre-show type show. This one is all specifically about animated features from Disney, celebrating all of the years of animation, and it was really cute. There's segments in there that are for movies that Disney doesn't generally feature too prominently, so there was an entire section of it for The Emperor's New Groove, which was really fun. They even had little clips from Meet the Robinsons in there, which is one of my favorite movies. I love Meet the Robinsons so much. It was a really cute show. And then, of course, the Star Wars show is fantastic. I love that show. It's really cool. Our next day was an adventure. So we had breakfast at the Polynesian, and then we went to Animal Kingdom. This was Saturday. So we met up with Kate, my friend Kate. You guys know Kate, Princess Minnie. We got to meet up with her and John. We ended up both having fast passes for Expedition Everest at the same time. So we went back and rode Expedition Everest together, which was a lot of fun. And then we walked back up to the front because we were meeting up with Karen from Karen's USA Adventures, and she is like legit the warmest human soul on this planet. Like, Karen and Phil, her husband, are just such wonderfully kind people, and we had so much fun hanging out with them, and and it's just so funny, you know, so Kate and John were like, oh, we can go and grab a drink over at the Nomad Lounge, which is the lounge off of Tiffin's. Tiffin's is a very expensive restaurant. It looks lovely, and I'm sure that everything there is delicious, but So we went over to the Nomad Lounge and there were no seats available for us to sit at. So then Karen disappears and, you know, we're all just kind of standing there talking, and then she comes back with like a buzzer for a table. And she had went up and talked to the hostesses and told them that there were 3 YouTubers here that were trying to find a place to film. And, you know, we just wanted to grab a couple drinks, and, you know, I'm sure that you have a lot of people that wanted to sit at these tables, but we just wanted to grab a couple drinks. So she ended up getting us a table in Tiffin's, like, last minute. And this poor guy, our server, came over and, like, went through this whole spiel about the menu, and I'm like, sir, we're not ordering food. And so then, you know, we all just ordered drinks. John ordered an appetizer, and like, I think you could tell that he was just starting to get a little irritated, but whatever, I'm sure that he is used to it, so it's fine. But we had such a wonderful time hanging out with them. I know for sure I didn't vlog much from this part of the trip, which is why I wanted to talk about it now. So Karen, it was so lovely hanging out with you and Phil. We truly, my mom and I both were like, oh my god, you are just like the sweetest humans on the face of the earth. So thank you for coming and hanging out with us. So we had so much fun with them. But then my mom and I had to leave a little early because we had fast passes for Kali River Rapids, which I realized when we were at breakfast I forgot to bring ponchos for. But luckily we did not get terribly wet. We got, like, our backs got pretty soaked, but we were thankful that we didn't get soaked on Kali River Rapids. And then we went to Flight of Passage. We went to Pandora. We went on Flight of Passage. We had fast passes. So after the ride, which I love that ride so much. And my mom wanted me to mention that if you ride it, you will feel like you are going to skin your knuckles sometimes. So she wanted me to throw that out there. So we were leaving the ride, and we're like going down this stairway, and all of a sudden it just comes to a dead stop. And I'm like, okay, you know, the last time that we went on the ride last year, when you exited, you would go out and then it would take you kind of down like this winding little trail, and it would put you out into the gift shop. So I couldn't imagine why we were stopped on these stairs. Like, it's pretty fluid. So this cast member all of a sudden comes out of nowhere behind us and is like, I know that it's raining outside, but you guys have to go. And we were like, it's raining? Like, we had only been inside for a couple, you know, we probably waited maybe like 10 minutes once we got like up in the queue. And then, you know, so maybe we were inside for like 25 minutes total. Once we got downstairs, like, it was pouring rain. Oh my god, it was pouring. And they put us out the back of the building. So we were in like the cast member area, I guess. And there was nowhere to go. And, you know, we just had to go out. So then there were a couple of spots where, like, there was like an awning, a couple awnings, and then like just this random like structure with a roof. And so a bunch of people went under there, and then my mom and I went under some awnings, and then these cast members are coming out like, you can't stop, you have to keep going, you have to keep going. So we got soaking wet to the bone, soaking wet. And I was so angry because we were like, we didn't get wet on Kali River Rapids. We weren't supposed to get wet today. And of course, once again, I forgot the ponchos. So my mom was trying to take garbage bags from on top of a dumpster, and they, like, a cast member came over and was like, we can't let you take these. Thanks. So yeah, that kind of sucked. So then we ended up buying ponchos, which, you know, came in handy. And then we were starving. We ended up finding a cart that had what we were looking for. And as we were standing there, it was still raining. My mom saw an ice cream cart that had been abandoned by a cast member. And, you know, I think, you know, walking past other carts that were abandoned by their cast members, Like, the umbrellas were down, everything was locked up. The umbrella at this stand was still up. So my mom and I went over to this stand and stood under the umbrella. And it looked like they, you know, they locked up the cash register, but they didn't lock up any other, like, product or anything. Not that we took anything, but my mom was like, you know, lifting up the thing like, are you kidding me? You didn't lock this down. Like, anyone could walk over here. I mean, there's beer, there's ice cream bars and everything. Like, anyone could just walk over here and take this stuff. So we're standing there, and I had been messaging back and forth with Abby and Hope over at the Disney Sisters, who I also got to meet up with, and we had so much fun. And I would say probably throughout the duration of us staying there, at least 20 people came up to ask us for ice cream. And I don't know what about what we were doing said that we were selling ice cream. We were standing there eating food. We were not dressed like cast members by any stretch of the imagination. And everything was closed down. It was still raining pretty steadily, and people were still just coming up and asking us, and then they would just get, like, confused and angry when we said we didn't work there. So it was a thing. It was a very interesting time. So then Abby and Hope actually had gotten some fast passes, so we got to do a couple more rides and attractions that night, which was great. And then they headed out. I know for a fact that I did grab some vlog footage with them, and they have a vlog up already because they're just like, they're on their YouTube game. So I'll link to their vlog down below so you can check that out before I get my vlog up. We just had a blast with them. They're such sweet girls, and you know, it's so funny how you haven't met these people before, but you just feel like you know them and you're instantly comfortable with them just because we've been talking on YouTube and on Instagram and everything. Like, this world is just so crazy now. They ended up leaving, so then my mom and I went to grab dinner. It started raining again, of course. So we ended up, like, just grabbing a table with an umbrella, and we hung out under there for a while until it started to slow up. And then we went over to Pandora to walk around while it was dark, because we didn't really get a chance last time to see what it was like in all of its dark glory. So we got to do that, and it was so beautiful. Sunday, we overslept. Oops. It was bound to happen eventually, I would say. I wanted to be at Hollywood Studios for extra magic hours. We got there at rope drop, so not so bad. We went right onto Midway Mania, Toy Story Midway Mania, and it is so much fun. We didn't get to do that last year, so that was a blast. And then we had, oh my god, and then I met Mike and Sully on the queue that took years off of my life, you guys. Legit. Like, I went in there and it said it was a 25-minute wait, and it was not a 25-minute wait. I don't know how long that queue was, but OMG, it was terrible. It moves so slowly, and oh my gosh, it was terrible. I don't know what was making it go so slowly. I was texting my mom, I'm like, if I'm not out of here, we had fast passes at 11 o'clock for Tower of Terror, and I was like, if I'm not out of here by 10:50, I'm just leaving. I don't care, like, I really want to meet Sully and Mike, but I also don't want to miss our fast passes. I think, we had, our fast passes were from 10 to 11, so I didn't want to lose our fast passes, so I ended up making it. We got over there, so we rode Tower of Terror. So my mom, so they do that little Star Wars show in front of the theater, and so my mom was sitting outside, and wherever she was sitting, she saw the parade, like when they're done with the show and then all the characters walk by you to go back into the launch bay. And so she comes over once I was done with meeting them, and she was like, I'm so excited, I got this great footage of everybody walking by me. I mean, they were like this close to me, they were so close to me. She was so excited, so excited, so excited. So she goes to show me her video, and all she videotaped was her going like this with her phone. And she was like, no! And she was so bummed about it, but it's just so funny. Yeah, so then we did the new Cars, the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy attraction that's next to Rock and Roller Coaster. which is really, really cute. It's short. It's not anything special, but it's adorable, and Lightning McQueen is cute. Like, I always forget how much I enjoy Cars until I watch Cars, and then I'm like, oh my god, I really like this movie a lot. And then we did do Rock and Roller Coaster, and then we did the Frozen sing-along, which we have never done before, and I love singing along, which is great. But oh my gosh, how fun of a show is that? It is hilarious. Those two hosts are superstars. They are so funny. We had such a fun time. I had such a fun time. I was laughing at like everything they said. They were great. We were able to sneak right into the beginning, like just snag some seats on the end. So it worked out really, really well. And then we went over to Epcot. So as we were waiting in line to get on the bus to Epcot, things were starting to look a little stormy. So, who remember ponchos? Me. I remember ponchos this time. But things are starting to look a little stormy, and pretty much as soon as we got on to the bus, the sky opened up, and the winds were howling and whipping, and the trees were just like bending like crazy. Like, it was raining probably harder than it had been the day before. So we got to Epcot. They let us out at like an empty bus station. So I think pretty much everybody just kind of stopped and waited out the rain a little bit for it to slow down. And then, you know, we moved a little bit like methodically so that we could have shelter. And then eventually it slowed up. And so then we went into Epcot, and there was this Minnie's garden party thing that I had seen online where you could meet Minnie in her garden party dress. And it was in this Odyssey building, which I had no idea where it was. Everyone said it was between like Future World and the World Showcase, and I'm like, I don't know where this place is. And so we're walking, and my mom, like, both of us are kind of a little hangry at this point because we were late, so we didn't eat anything for breakfast. So we were going to Epcot to eat, and I was like, wait, I really want to go to this garden party thing. Let's just go check it out. But I had no idea where I was going. So eventually we stumbled upon this garden party thing, and once again, as soon as we walked in there, holy crap, it was a monsoon outside. And luckily, like, we could not have been stuck in a better place. There was food, there were drinks, there was a bathroom, there was Minnie in her garden dress, there was shopping, there was everything. So we had all of the food that place had to offer, bottles of water because we're boring, and we did a little bit of shopping. A lot of the merchandise was 25% off, so we did some shopping, which was great. I did not get to meet Minnie because it was a very long wait and I didn't feel like waiting, but you know, we watched her and she walked by and said hello and all of that, so that was fun. But yeah, we ended up getting stuck in a really good place, but we were there for like an hour and a half-ish, I would say. Like, it was a long time that we were in there. So then we ended up going back over to Hollywood Studios because we had Slinky Dog Fast Passes, which was such a cute ride. It was so much fun. And then we did Star Tours, we had dinner, and then we went on Midway Mania again because we had some time to kill. I had gotten us a fast pass for Fantasmic, but we had like 2 hours before we could use it. So we went over and did Midway Mania again, and then went to go see Fantasmic. We got better seats than we did last year. We were like all the way off to the side last year, and this year we were to the left of center, so we were in pretty good shape. So then Monday came, and we got in again for extra magic hours, got to Pandora. My experience last time was that everyone went to Flight of Passage and no one went to Navi River Journey, but I would say there was a better split. Like 3/4 of the people went to Flight of Passage and the 1/4 of the people went to Navi River Journey. So we did have to wait a little bit for that, but that was fine. My mom didn't do it last year and she wanted to, so we did it, and it was the Navi River Journey. And then we did the safari, and the safari was good. There were a lot of animals out. We got to see the lions. They were sleeping, of course, but we got to see a lot. We wanted to do the gorilla trail because there was a baby gorilla, but the mom was sitting with her back to the glass and like holding the baby like down here, so you couldn't really see either of them, which kind of sucked, but that was fine. We got to see the macaw show. We got to see the lemurs getting fed. We saw Kevin so many times, and Kevin is so much fun to just follow around and watch and see what she does. She's very entertaining, and everyone freaks out when they see her. So if you're down there, find Kevin and follow her. In my experience, we saw her mostly anywhere in between the Russell and Doug meet and greet up through like past where Mickey and Minnie meet, over the bridge, and then over to where the bird show is. Like that seemed to be where she was kind of keeping to, anything that had an up related thing. But she is a lot of fun. And then we had another Flight of Passage Fast Pass, so we got to ride that again, and yay, love it. And then we went over to Magic Kingdom again. As soon as we walked in, Robin Hood and Little John were standing outside meeting people, and I was so excited. So excited. You'll see it on my vlog. I was very, very excited about it. So I got to meet them. We went and did a little bit of shopping around, and then I will mention this just because it just kind of is a part of our trip, I guess. It is food related, but I'll talk about the actual food in my other video. So we went to Be Our Guest for lunch, and at this point in time, my mom and I both had gift cards that we were trying to use up. So, you know, we kind of were taking turns buying each other lunch and dinner and breakfast and everything. But for this lunch, we were like, we'll just pay separately, no problem. So I ordered my food first, my mom ordered her food second, and then we went in and we sat down and grabbed a table. So someone came over, looked at our receipts, saw that we had 2 separate receipts, and so I would say probably within like 10 to 15 minutes my food came out, and the lady that was bringing it over saw that there was another receipt there and said that somebody should be around within the next couple minutes to bring my mom's food over. So we waited and waited and waited, and I wasn't going to start eating my lunch without my mom having her food. So we waited for a long time, and then eventually my mom flagged somebody down. It had been like a half an hour since we had placed our orders, and my mom still hadn't gotten her food yet. So the lady came over, took my food away to get me a new sandwich because I had a hot sandwich and that it was getting cold. So she came over, got that. We had like another woman that was coming over and checking on us to make sure that, you know, our food was coming out. So then she came back over and saw that we hadn't gotten our food yet, but, you know, we told her that it was being taken care of. And then she gave us a fast pass, which was nice. And then the manager of the restaurant came over to apologize to us and to chat with us for a little bit. And then we got our food. And then the woman that brought us our food asked us if we were planning on staying in Magic Kingdom all day, and we said yes. Well, I said yes. My mom was up in the air about what she wanted to do later on. I said that at a minimum, I would be around, and she asked if I wanted to come back and meet the Beast, and I was like, yes. I've never been there for dinner before, so she gave us this little card that said that we could come back and meet the Beast anytime between like 5 and 8 o'clock or whatever. And yeah, so we did, and he was so lovely and giant, and my mom took a video, and it's very cute. So you'll see it in my vlog, but I was very excited about that. They really know how to make you how to make it up to you if something is wrong there, which is nice because a lot of places don't care. So then we got to watch the Great Moments in History with the Muppets, which was a blast. I loved that show. I love the Muppets. I was able to get us another Buzz Lightyear Fast Pass. Again, we did terribly, which is fine. So then we went over to Disney Springs because I needed to go to the Lego store for John. And we ended up meeting up with John and Kate again, hanging out with them for a little bit. Kate and I went shopping at that Disney style store, which was cute. It had a lot of fun stuff in there, so we both got some stuff there. And then my mom and I headed back to the hotel. We caught the end of Happily Ever After right from the hotel, which was really nice. And then we grabbed dinner at Geyser Point, which is right on the water, and we got to see the electrical water pageant also, which was something. It was something. And then we had to go back and pack because that was our last night there. So yeah, we went back and got our life together. So then on Tuesday, we went down and had breakfast at the hotel. Got everything finally packed up, checked out. And then because we had used a travel agency, I had gotten this Magical Extras card with vouchers so that we could go play miniature golf. And so we went and played miniature golf at Winter Summerland next to Blizzard Beach, which was so much fun. We had a lot of fun. My family loves miniature golf anyway, so it was a lot of fun. We did the winter course. I would love to go back and do the summer course. It was so hot though, like it was unbearable, but the courses were a lot of fun, and my mom and I had a blast. We ended up tying. And so then after that, we went back to the hotel for lunch, and that was pretty much it. Then we waited around for the Magical Express to come, and we were on our way back to the airport. So yeah, that is everything recap-wise of this trip. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you are looking forward to the other videos that I have coming up, including my food review, my vlogs, my haul, my hotel review, and whatever else I can come up with. So let me know if there's anything that you guys would like to hear about specifically from my trip that I haven't mentioned yet. I'm happy to continue to talk about it because it was fabulous. Let me know if you have a trip coming up yourself when you're going to be down in Walt Disney World next, where you're staying. I need to live vicariously through you because I probably won't be back down there again until next year. So give me all of your Disney vibes over here. I need them. So that's everything that I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a while. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and hit that subscribe button down below. And that's everything. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.